For centuries, humanity has been captivated by the idea of alien life. Countless sightings of unexplained aerial phenomena have been reported all over the world, sparking discussions and debates about the possibility of extraterrestrial visitors. But what is the truth? Have we really been visited by otherworldly beings? And if so, are they still keeping a close watch on us today? One man believes we have been visited and says he has seen the evidence with his own eyes. In 1989, an anonymous man spoke to the media and claimed to have worked on reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology at a site called S4, located south of Area 51.
Area 51 is one of the most secretive spots on the planet. It's located on the northeast edge of the Nevada test site and is said to be where numerous top-secret weapons systems have been tested over the years. According to some UFO researchers, it's also where the government is test-flying alien spacecraft. It sounds pretty far out, but some Las Vegas residents report having seen these flying saucers. Where did we get these saucers? How did they come into the hands of the government?
I haven't the slightest idea, and you have to understand the information is very compartmentalized, and I was only allowed information that pertained particularly to what I was involved in.
But I mean, couldn't our government have made them as opposed to getting them from some alien beings?
Totally impossible. The propulsion system is a gravity propulsion system. The power source is an antimatter reactor. This technology does not exist at all. In fact, one of the reasons that I'm going forward with this information, it's not only a crime against the American people, it's a crime against the scientific community, which I've been part of for some time. We're actively trying to duplicate these systems, yet they are in existence now and basically in the hands of the government.
It was revealed months later that this man was Bob Lazar. Lazar's story, as detailed in the documentary Area 51 and Flying Saucers, is one of encounters with 9 different flying saucer-type craft of extraterrestrial origin and of the government's attempts to cover up their existence. Lazar claims that his identity had remained a mystery due to fear for his life, as the U.S. government had made many threats in order to silence him. Lazar goes on to say that he was fired for sharing top-secret information about his assignment, and all records of his employment of working as a scientist, as well as his education records, were later erased. Lazar's claims about his work at S4 are truly incredible. According to Lazar, he is a physicist with master's degrees from MIT and Caltech and was given access to examine an otherworldly spacecraft and read classified government briefing documents that detailed alien involvement in human affairs for the past 10,000 years. In the late 1980s, Lazar was assigned to work on a classified government project with minimal information about what he would be working on. At first, he believed it to be a new type of military technology, but it wasn't until he had a look inside the cockpit of the craft that he realized the true nature of his assignment. The seats were too small for human occupants. The seats appeared to be made for beings that would be 3 feet tall, and it became clear that the spacecraft were not built for human use. Lazar's sensational allegations brought renewed attention to the mysterious Area 51 and added fuel to the long-standing conspiracy theories surrounding the base's classified activities. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, his claims sparked a renewed interest in the possibility of extraterrestrial life and government cover-ups. In the Netflix documentary, he claims not only are there alien spacecraft at the S4 facility, but that these craft are from the star system Zeta Reticuli, and speaks of working with element 115, a super-heavy element not found on Earth that had only recently been synthesized. He claims that the craft he worked on used large quantities of a 223-gram triangle of this element, which when exposed to radiation produced its own gravitational and anti-gravitational fields. This element, he states, was what was used to lift and propel the craft and create distortions around it. The propulsion system relied on the manipulation of space-time, allowing the craft to fold space and travel great distances in a fraction of the time it would take, using traditional propulsion methods. He explains how the engines on the craft were configured in a way that was both complex and bewildering.
Unlike science fiction movies where you see flying saucers just flying along like that, they actually fly belly first. The craft flies along, leaves the atmosphere of the planet. It turns its belly to the destination. The 3 amplifiers focus in on the destination, and that's how it proceeds. So that's basically the operation of it and overall how things were laid out inside the craft.
To this day, no one has been able to recreate a stable form of element 115 to replicate the fuel used to power the crafts. If the description of a tilting spacecraft sounds familiar, this video released by the Pentagon in 2017, dubbed the Gimbal UFO, showed a Navy pilot encountering a fleet of unknown craft off the coast of Florida in 2015. Since then, similar encounters have been reported by naval pilots on multiple occasions. Pentagon officials have since admitted to secretly studying UFO incidents in an attempt to understand the technology behind them, but have been reluctant in providing any specific details about these studies. In July 1947, the small town of Roswell, New Mexico, received reports that a strange object had crashed in the desert. The military quickly took control of the crash site and announced that the object was some sort of saucer. However, the statement was quickly retracted, and it was then announced that the observed object was actually a weather balloon. But many people were skeptical. To this day, there are still many who believe that the Roswell crash was a government cover-up to keep the existence of extraterrestrials secret from the public. This lack of transparency has led to speculation about what the government might be hiding. But one thing is certain: the recent policy change and the Pentagon's admission seem to indicate that the military is taking the phenomenon of UFOs more seriously than ever before. This raises important questions about what these sightings might mean and what information might be hidden behind the veil of secrecy surrounding them, as well as increased speculation about the nature of these objects and what they might reveal about our place in the universe.